Hi there, Chris Cordoba here, founder at California Retirement Advisors and certified financial planner. And I want to welcome you again to another tip for large IRA account owners in the new year. To be fair, what I'm speaking about is going to apply both to small IRA account owners and large IRA account owners alike. But I always like to say that even a very small mistake on a very large account can result in a very costly mistake indeed, and or a costly missed opportunity. So we hope this can benefit you and you'll learn a little bit something new to help you make an even better steward of your money. Today's topic, we'll be speaking about taking RMDs, or required minimum distributions, in kind, which I think is of particular importance to consider here at the start of the year, especially after if you've had the good fortune to have had a good return in the stock market for last year, which was potentially surprising to a certain degree, considering that we had that Acapulco cliff dive drop in March. But luckily, you may have some positions in your accounts that have gone back up in value, and therein provides some opportunity for you to consider and think differently now that we're back at gains. So what does this mean in general? Well, just briefly, required minimum distributions, or RMDs, typically have to come out of an account no later than at the age of 72 and no less than a rate of 3.91%, so almost 4% per year. And this is according to the new rules. They were jumped to 72 instead of 70. Now, this is even if you don't want to take the money out, or even if you don't need the money. Okay, so why should you care? Well, for starters, every distribution that comes out of a retirement account, regardless of if you need it or not, is going to be potentially taxable at ordinary income tax rates, because it's going to add to your total income for the year, and therefore it could push you into another tax bracket, even if you didn't need the money. But the other reason is that when you take the distributions can make a big difference. Now, of course, if you're already at age 72 rates, then you still have some other choices as far as when to take it during the course of the year, early in the year, throughout the year, or later in the year. And my last video spoke to more specifically to you on that. But the other thing is that you don't have to wait until you're 72 to take the distributions. They won't be required, but I like to say that there's the ideal planning window of opportunity from the ages of 59 and a half to age 72, when you're not penalized to take the monies out, but you certainly have the opportunity to do so. And a lot of folks that we meet, after we share with them some of the opportunities they could do to potentially take control and help reduce their taxes, oftentimes wish they would have started doing this before they got to their RMD age. Now, the next item is, how do you take the distribution can make a difference as well. And therein is where I'm going to share with you more specifically and drill down on a particular topic that's commonly overlooked. And this is the RMD in kind. So what does in kind mean? Well, generally, when somebody goes to take a required minimum distribution, or any distribution from their retirement assets, they generally sell the investments, put it into a cash position within the retirement account, and then distribute the cash either to a bank account or maybe in the form of a check. But a lot of times people forget that you don't have to sell your positions if you don't want to. You might be sitting on a nice combination of stocks or positions that you still want to continue to hold for a very long time. But remember, if you have to take an RMD, you have to take money out anyway. So right now, what you may have the ability to do is not sell that position, but instead just transfer the shares from your IRA account over into a non-IRA account at the custodian of your choice, as long as they allow that to occur. And therefore, what you will be subject to is the same ordinary income taxable consequence, but at least you won't have to pay any additional gain in tax along the way, because you would have paid that ordinary income tax rate anyhow. So where do you go from there? Well, the other reason that you might want to consider doing that is, if you think about it, if you would like that position, now you have the potential to allow that stock to continue to increase. Let's just say Tesla, for instance, because that's come up for one of our clients just recently. And With Tesla, if you really like the position and you think it's going to continue to climb from there, rather than selling it and doing something else with it that you don't really need to do, but you're sort of being forced to do so, you can now sit and continue to hold your Tesla position without selling it. Well, with any luck, and we probably need some along the way because it's already so priced, so high at the time. But if you're optimistic on that position, and a lot of people are, that could continue to climb in the future. And so if that happens, you'll have participation in that appreciation, which is one benefit right out of the gate. But beyond that, if you decide to sell any portion in the future, you will no longer have to pay tax on everything from the original basis of the investment, because your basis will have been stepped up to the day that you took the distribution out of the retirement account in kind. So therefore, let's just say you started Tesla with about $10,000 last year, and it's worth about $90,000 this year, and you now go take $90,000 of stock out of your account, and you probably wouldn't do the whole thing, but let's just say it was a 90,000 just to keep it simple on the entire position. Your taxable income will be on the $90,000, but your basis now will have also been stepped up to $90,000. So in the future, if that 90,000 grows to $190,000, then you will owe capital gain tax on the additional $100,000, but not all the way down to your original basis, which was purchased within the retirement asset. The flip side is also true. You could also sell at a loss if it goes down from the time that you take the money out of the retirement account and then you sell the position. Well, if this would have happened within your retirement asset, there would have been no opportunity to claim that loss for tax purposes. But if the stock gets sold outside of the retirement account, now you do have the potential ability to offset that loss and utilize it to offset it against another gain, or at least take $3,000 of a loss per year in perpetuity. So there you go. You have the potential for continued appreciation. You have the ability to possibly participate in capital gain tax instead of ordinary income tax if the stock continues to climb and do well. And you have the possibility, in case it doesn't do well, to sell the position and capitalize on the loss that you might have and provide another tax benefit in the future. Well, there you go. I hope this has been helpful. And at the very least, hopefully you've gained a little bit more knowledge and feel a better, more confident steward of your money for yourself and your family. Thanks, and continue to plan and invest wisely. And hopefully these little tips ultimately allow you to live an even better life. Take good care and make it a great day.